Countdown to kickoff, heading out to Baltimore, Maryland with Edward Lee of the Baltimore Sun. Is this the year the Ravens get to the Super Bowl, Ed?
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, I think this team is talented. They've certainly made upgrades at a number of positions. But I think there's still some questions, particularly along the offensive line, the pass rush, the secondary, and, sort of Joe Flacco's overall development as a quarterback. And so I think, the talent is there and the potential is there, but I would say that the window of opportunity is closing fast. So if they're going to get to the Super Bowl, they need to do it this year and no later than next, because I'm not sure how much mileage a guy like Ray Lewis has, and even guys like Ed Reed.
You read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to ask you next. When you mentioned that defense, you have to mention Ray Lewis, and he's been the face of that defense for 15 seasons. He's 36 years old. I ask you then, is this his last year?
I don't want to say it's his last year, because every time we sort of write him off, he comes back even stronger and has a season that is by far better than any other linebacker in Ravens history. But I will say that he's getting older. You can tell that laterally he's not moving as fast as he once used to. He's a little bit slower, particularly in pass coverage. So I think that his window of opportunity is closing perhaps quicker than we thought. And so, if they're going to get to the Super Bowl and if they're going to win another championship, this is probably the best year to do it, because I'm not sure Ray is going to come back next year or even 2 years from now.
When you talk about the receivers, T.J. Houshmandzadeh, gone. Derek Mason, gone. Does the organization feel that they may have upgraded with drafting Tandon Doss from Indiana and getting Lee Evans, or do you personally feel like they've downgraded?
I know that the front office, they have high expectations of Torrey Smith and Tandon Doss, and that's why they drafted them in the second and fourth rounds, respectively, in April. They have really high hopes on those two guys. There's a lot of promise. Obviously Torrey is sort of the speedster that they haven't had. Tandon Doss is a very good possession receiver. And that's why they sort of resisted trying to make any changes with wide receiver once Derek Mason went to the Jets. But I think what you saw was after that first preseason game against the Eagles, the Eagles really weren't scared of anyone outside of Anquan Boldin. So they needed to get another presence on wide receiver, and that's why they went out and acquired Lee Evans from the Buffalo Bills. So, I think if you want to look at numbers-wise and experience-wise, they sort of downgraded, going from Derek Mason and T.J. Houshmandzadeh to Lee Evans and the two rookies. But I think in terms of what could fit Cam Cameron's system, Lee Evans, and sort of what potential is there, Lee Evans and Torrey Smith present that sort of deep threat that the Ravens have not had in a long time.
You talked about Anquan Boldin. Is this his year to have that huge breakout season, like an Arizona Cardinals season that he had a few years ago?
I think so. I think this being his second year in Cam Cameron's system, he's developed a more sort of a deeper comfort level with the system and the scheme. And he's going to be asked to do a lot more, because he is now the number one guy and the guy with the most experience among the wide receivers for the Ravens. So I think Joe Flacco is going to be looking to him a lot. And I think by having guys like Lee Evans and Torrey Smith, who perhaps can stretch the field and force defenses to move a little bit back and away from the line of scrimmage, that might open up opportunities on underneath routes and intermediate routes for a guy like Anquan Boldin to expose. So I would think that this year, perhaps more than any other, he's going to get a lot of looks, he's going to get a lot of targets, and so that means that he could, break out and have a really good year.
I've been hearing all over sports radio in Baltimore calling this Steelers Week. What exactly, to those from the outside looking in like myself, what does this rivalry mean to the Ravens and their fans?
Well, I mean, this is it. I mean, to the Ravens and their fans, the Steelers are sort of like football's version of New York Yankees to the Boston Red Sox. The Steelers are sort of the evil empire to the Ravens fans, and every week leading up to a Steelers game is just nothing but a lot of vitriol about the beating the Steelers and It also doesn't hurt that they happen to be both in the AFC North. So there's a lot at stake at this game, and I think everything is sort of amped up with this being the season opener, with the lockout having to sort of push off-season workouts off the schedule and sort of making it more difficult in terms of bringing young guys into the fold. So there are a lot of factors that play into this. That, to the Ravens, obviously they want to beat the Steelers because this is a chance to get that leg up in the AFC North. To the fans, this is all kind of like a mini Super Bowl. They want their team to win this game so that they can rub in the face of the Steelers fans, and it's a rivalry, particularly among the fans, that sometimes gets overheated at times. But clearly it's a game with a lot at stake. And certainly these two teams have a lot riding on Sunday's outcome.
Let's head out to our Facebook page, facebook.com/TYT Sports. Jake Brown to you, Ed. Are the Ravens still a top-tier defense in the league?
Depends on what you define as top tier. I mean, I guess if you're looking at top 8 defenses, yes. They don't fare as well against the pass. However, they've given up, I think, I believe they've given up the fewest points in the NFL over the last 5 or 6 seasons. I'll have to check on that. But, certainly they're still a defense that intimidates opposing offenses and, can create turnovers and basically make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. And with Chuck Pagano as being the new defensive coordinator, there's a thinking around the facility that they're going to go back to their old days of when Rex Ryan was the defense coordinator, where they just, flew at the ball and sort of took chances and took risks in order to create turnovers. And I think this season, perhaps that's the case. Well, I guess we'll see.
Lastly for you, Ed, over under 10.5 wins this year for the Ravens. What do you think?
I think it's under. With the way the AFC is, there's just so many good teams out there, and I think that the Ravens have an alarming number of holes, particularly on the offensive line, particularly with their pass rush, and within their wide receiving core that I just don't think, 11 wins is a certainty with this team.